All right, so I've owned a few MR2s over the years, and about half of them had the clutch pedal contact point to the ground, which always drove me nuts. So I've read about the CRW extended clutch clevis on the forums. They're supposed to be a little bit longer to help with that. The older ones also wear out, the OEM ones. They have a mechanism inside of it that wears out, and eventually your clutch pedal will wear out as far as the hole. It gets elongated and more oblong. This has a bearing right there, and again, it's made out of solid billet steel construction, so no moving parts inside, and it shouldn't wear out. So I'm going to be installing this today. Hopefully it helps and lifts that contact point a little bit. I'm going to be installing that clevis onto this turbo clutch pedal assembly. My car is an NA to a turbo swap, so I'm still running the NA tranny. The previous owner put in a racing clutch on this car, and the clutch is really stiff. So having that NA clutch pedal assembly doesn't help. This one has 2 springs, so it should help with the pressure of the clutch a little bit. So I'm going to use this thing right here. I have it out off the car already. I'm going to use it to put the clevis on. So this is what I'm talking about. When that clevis wears out, it also wears out the hole in your clutch pedal. It makes it more oblong and misshapens it. Actually, this isn't really that bad. So the bearing they supply is actually bigger than the hole that was there, so you're gonna have to drill, and it calls for 31 64th bit or a 15 32 bit. I used a 15 32 bit, and it still wasn't big enough, so I had to make the hole a little bit bigger. I'm not sure why, but they say the 31 and 64 bit is a little bit more precise. So to take off the clutch pedal assembly, you're going to need to remove one bolt right here. It's on the floor, and then above that to the left there's a nut that connects from the master cylinder. On top you're going to have another bolt, and that's right underneath the steering column. And to the right of the master cylinder you have that right there, and then you take out that nut through the frunk. So there's one nut that you have to take off in the frunk. It's on the left side of the master cylinder here. It's a 12 millimeter nut. So you just take that off. That's the only one you need to take off from the front side. The other bolts, they're all in the cabin. Here's the NA clutch pedal assembly. There's supposed to be a spring that goes from there to there, and mine was gone, so that kind of explains why it was so stiff. This is the turbo clutch pedal assembly installed. Notice the 2 springs. So that's the OEM clevis. I would start by removing this first. It's a lot easier when you take this off to wiggle that clutch pedal assembly out. This is the CRW clevis installed. So there was a big difference with the turbo clutch pedal compared to the NA. Clutch is a lot smoother and softer now. The CRW extended clevis, that did help. My clutch pedal contact is no longer on the floor. So if this video was helpful, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button.